Hello, this is John's D&D Vlog, episode number 6. My name is Jonathan Scott. Today I'll be talking about time and spell casting. I'll be covering them both because, as a rule, the only time you'll need to talk about segments is when spell casting is involved. So, what's a segment? Here's the chart. 1 hour is divided into 6 turns. Each turn is divided into 10 rounds. Each round is divided into 10 segments, and then there's 6 seconds each. This is how time is done in D&D. So from here on out, let's talk about wizards and spell casting. From the get-go, there's one thing you need to realize about Gary Gygax and wizards. He hated them. There's a good video on YouTube that explains it better than I can. Please go and check it out. The speaker's Tim Kask. He was one of the original contributors in D&D. He was once upon a time the editor of the Dragon magazine. Anyway, because Gary hated wizards, he handicapped them. He gave them a lot of unnecessary limitations and restrictions. Here's a few examples. Wizards have to memorize all of their spells every night. Even if it is a spell they have been using every day for years, they still have to memorize it. Why? Plus, you have to memorize exactly the spells that you plan to use the next day, and you can't use any spells that you haven't memorized. So if you really need a light spell, but you didn't memorize it the night before, you don't get to cast it. Why? Gandalf got to use a sword, Elrond got to use plate mail, in Peter Jackson's movie anyway. So, in regulation D&D, wizards can't use swords or plate mail. Why not? Wizards are only allowed to have so many spells of each level and no trading is allowed. So, for example, you couldn't keep one third level spell slot open and instead fill it with like 3 first level spells. D&D doesn't allow that to happen. Why not? It always felt to me like you should be able to do that. Magic missiles only take 6 seconds to cast, 1 segment. So why can't a wizard cast 10 of them in a round? What does he do with the other 54 seconds of the round? Why does he just have to stand there? It just doesn't make sense. But it does once you start thinking about game balance. What would happen if a wizard could break all of those rules? What if he could cast a magic missile spell every segment? What if he could trade higher level spells for multiple first level spells? So like here's an example. Let's assume a 5th level wizard could ignore all those rules and just cast magic missiles. This is what it would look like. Every time he casts it, it'd be 10.5 points of damage. And then by the end of the round, it'd be 105 points of damage at the end of the round. That's enough to kill an ancient red dragon. In the meantime, the 5th level fighter standing right next to him would only get 1 shot with a longsword for on average 6.5 points of damage against the same red dragon. So the wizard gets 105 points of damage and the fighter gets 6.5. Doesn't really seem fair, does it? Is that really the kind of power you want a 5th level wizard to have access to? So anyway, Gary limited wizards, not just because he hated wizards, but because he wanted everyone to have fun and not just the wizards. Okay, so I'm gonna go through another sample combat again, but this time I've added a wizard. And he's right here. And then their opponent's going to be this hill giant. So, 6th level wizard and all the fighters are 5th level fighters. So, once again, I have no idea what the outcome of this battle is going to be. But I am going to allow magic in here. And when a wizard first starts casting a spell, there's a time required to get the casting done, and if during that time he's hit, then the spell will fail. It won't resolve. Whatever it is won't happen, and he'll still lose that spell. That is one thing about doing combat by segments that I think is actually kind of advantageous. It's a much more realistic feel. It's one more level of detail, and if you want one more level of detail, then go for it. But I actually like a simpler campaign. But anyway, let's just do this. So, as before, I'm going to be rolling initiative, but this time, because we're doing it by segment, I'm going to be using 10-siders instead. So, let's just go. For the record, I don't actually do this in my campaign. I'm just doing it for this video today. But we'll just start rolling initiative, start at the top and go down to the bottom. So, Burgolus gets a 2. Up and Gone gets a 6. And here we got a 2 also. And we got another 6 for the wizard. And then our hill giant is going to go on 7. So it's entirely possible this giant's going to die before the wizard gets to do anything. So now I've got all these dots, and I just start at the leftmost dot and work my way over, and I'm going to let Burglas go first. He's got a THAC0 of 12, and the Hill Giant's got an armor class of 3, so that means he needs a 9 or better to hit. So let's see how that goes. And he misses. Now we'll try Up and Gone. No, actually the next one's going to be Quailin here, right? He's got a THAC0 of 9, Hill Giant's got an armor class of 3, so he needs a 6 or better. 6 or better, right? He rolls a 9, so he gets it. So Quailin is going to do 1d8 plus 8 points of damage. He's probably got a pretty good strength. 7 plus 8, he does 15 points of damage to this guy, right? So 15, 35... He's got 37 hit points left, okay? So, yep, Quailin is gone. Now it's going to be Up and Gone, and then Old Round, and then the Hill Giant. So, here we go. We'll have Up and Gone go first. He's got a THAC0 of 13, minus 3, so he needs a 10 to hit. He rolls a 19, so he does hit. And he's going to do 1d12 plus 5. He's wielding a longsword. 9 plus 5, 14 points of damage. Probably should have written that down, right? So last guy did 15, and this guy's going to do 14. So that leaves him with 23. Okay. And now the wizard's going to go, and the wizard's going to cast a lightning bolt. He's going to cast a lightning bolt every time. But 1, 2, 3. It requires 3 rounds for that lightning bolt to resolve. So he'll start casting it. Oh wait, no. 1, 2, 3. He'll start casting it here, but it'll resolve here. I'm sorry, this is a mistake. So he'll start casting it now, but the giant's going to get one chance to hit him, and if he can interrupt the wizard's thought processes, anyway, this spell will not resolve. So let's see what happens. Hill Giant has an armor class, or a THAC0 of 9, and he's got an armor class of 8. Wow, so that means the Hill Giant only needs a 1. So he's going to hit him. Ooh boy. One shot. So it's 2d6 plus 7. So 10 plus 7 is 17, right? And he rolled a 20. And in my campaign, that means double damage. So 10 plus 17, so he did 34 points of damage to a guy with only 13. So the wizard started a lightning bolt, but it didn't work out for him. Okay, let's try this one more time, and we'll see how it goes. If casting time had been ignored, there's a good chance that the wizard would have been able to kill the Hill Giant before he got hit, but it didn't work out that way this time. So anyway, let's give it one more shot and see how well it goes the next time. Okay, attempt number 2, we'll give it a shot, and we'll start with initiatives. So we're going to go here with 8, and then 9, and 7, and 7. We'll see what the Hill Giant gets. 8. So I think you can see a similar problem that's about to happen. This wizard needs a much better armor class. But just for the sake of the fight this time, I'm going to make it so that the fighters will block the Hill Giant once. They won't be able to get to the wizard for 1 round. But I will allow the Hill Giant to start attacking with round 2. We'll just see what happens again here. So just as before, the first guy is going to be Quailin. THAC0 of 9, Hill Giant's armor class of 3, so 9 minus 3 is 6. He needs a 6 or better to hit. 17 is a definite hit. It's 1d8 plus 8. 4 plus 8, so he does a total of 12 points of damage. Right? So now the Hill Giant's at 40. Next guy is going to be Old Round, and he's going to do his lightning bolt. And just as before, 1, 2, 3. So it will resolve in the 10th segment, but for right now he's starting his wind-up. And that'll be -1 third level spell. So Okay, he's talking. Next in line is going to be Burgolus and the Hill Giant. I'm going to let Burgolus go first. Usually you'd roll it off with another 10-sider, but this time I'm just going to let Burgolus go. So, a THAC0 of 12, armor class of 3, boom. He's got to roll a 9 or better. He does it. It's a 1d12 plus 3. Wait, 1d12 plus 3. 12 plus 3. 15 points of damage. Now down to 25. Okay. Gone, starting to go. Okay, now it's going to be the Hill Giant's turn. And the Hill Giant is going to attack... he's going to attack Burgolus. What the heck. Like I said, I was going to let the wizard have one round in the free and clear before the Hill Giant attacks. Hill Giant is going to attack Burgolus. Okay, 9 minus 1, so the Hill Giant needs an 8 or better to hit. And he hits, and it's 2d6 plus 7. So 14 points of damage to a guy who's only got 13 or 27, so there's 13 left. Okay, now the Hill Giant has gone. The next thing to resolve is going to be Up and Gone, so we'll let Up and Gone attack. He's got a THAC0 of 13 minus 3. He needs a 10 to hit. And he hits. He's going to roll 1d12 plus 5. 1 plus 5. So he does a total of 6 more. Gone. And now, old round, his lightning bolt is going to resolve. He's a 6th level wizard, so that means he gets to do 66 points of damage. Not 66, but 6d6. Okay, that's 5, 10, 15. That's 16 points of damage. Let's see, 1, 15, 16. Yeah, 16 points of damage. The spell is resolved. Congratulations. Then we go down to round 2. Okay, and let's roll initiatives again. The Hill Giant is really hoping he gets to roll a good initiative this time. Let's go. We'll start up here with a 7. And then we'll go to a 4 for Up and Gone. And an 8 for Quaylen. And a 7 for Old Round. Okay, I want to see the Giant do well, but he's going to die. He only got a 9, so he's going to be going he's going last. So we'll start at the beginning. Burgolus is going to go first. He needs a 9 to hit him. 14, big hit, 1d12 plus 3, so no matter what, he's going to be doing at least 4 points of damage, and that's enough to kill the Hill Giant. So round number, the second attempt, Hill Giant dies. But I had to be nice to these guys up here to keep the wizard alive. So anyway, that's what combat looks like when you do it in segments. Honestly speaking, my own campaign, we do everything by the round. During your round, you just cast a spell and then it resolves immediately. And it makes life a lot simpler, but I could see how doing it this way might make it a lot more interesting. So anyway, it's up to you. How much detail do you want in your campaign? So I guess that's it. Have a nice week. Have good games. Have a nice day.